Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. What happened in Slovo Park is tragic, but it's not surprising. It's just the latest example of how South African lives are constantly put at risk because of illegal foreigners, criminal operations, and a government that does nothing. Let's break this down.
If you are a non-South African not living in South Africa and they tell you about South Africa, you will never understand. Even what the media shows is not definitely going to be doing justice to it, except you have experienced it and you have felt it. What South Africans are going through in the hands of foreigners will leave you speechless, will leave you, crazy at the end of the day, that if you don't control your emotions and your feelings, you'll be like, what the heck? What actually is all this by foreigners going on in South Africa? And for today, ladies and gentlemen, I've got videos put together based on reaction and analysis, as I've always done, because you see, this is a mission and a journey of exposing all the wrong narrative actions done by foreigners against South Africans in their own country. Like, it's as though, or it seems as though this is like an endless journey, because as you flip this way, another one is unfolding. You flip this way, another one is unfolding, and you begin to wonder, how are South Africans surviving? How are they coping? And that's why you see them reacting aggressively as wounded lions, because you know what? They've been hurt and they are continuously being hurt almost every single day of their life, beginning from the time of apartheid up till now. These people have never had breathing space in the hands of oppressors, in the hands of foreigners, even from countries in West Africa like Nigeria, South, East, North. In fact, almost all countries, even in Africa and outside Africa, are bent and keen on frustrating the life, the peace, the comfort, the happiness of South Africans. So guys, we've got videos of what recently transpired, narrated by one of my brothers, Siso TV, a South African, who showed how South Africans' houses were burnt down, like exploded overnight, and rendered homeless. Guys, my heart broke to shreds. And I've got Nigerians, a Nigerian who actually came out to tell us that this is her benefit from South Africa, something she can never experience, and which is true as a Nigerian, confirming that in Nigeria. I've put these videos together. Please watch patiently to the end, like, share, and stay subscribed. And guys, like I said, if you're not getting notifications, do not wait. Always search for my channel to come and watch, right? If I share my videos anywhere, click to watch, because you might not get notifications based on YouTube issues, right? And with all this being said, please, if you stumbled here, do not make this your last. Click on the subscription button and stay subscribed, right? And let's watch these videos. I will come back to give you my final opinion, reactions, and analysis. Let's do that.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. What happened in Slovo Park is tragic, but it's not surprising. It's just the latest example of how South African lives are constantly put at risk because of illegal foreigners, criminal operations, and a government that does nothing. Let's break this down.
It's just sheer damage all around. Various houses have been affected. I can count just at the top of my head the houses that we see that are affected around this specific area, about 5 houses that have already been damaged, but also bearing in mind that an RDP home that was here is completely gone. I want to bring in my guest now to speak to us about this. Baba Boy, we know that you were there already. Mangabe qala vula umlilo ukuqala kuba nentuthu inini enzile nazobona mangasusichazela nje bandla kwenzakaleni.
Sithe kusuka lapha sisamile lapha sibona intuthu ishunqala intuthu saqala intuthu lekayani ngake yasuka incane yaya ngokukhula ibamnyama masijampa sithi sizosiza sizwe ivoice ebizayo sizani masifika athi sizofika eduze yaqhuma lento qhumeka ukuqala athi qo yaqhuma kwesithu qo athi sathi sibaleka sibona amazenki into yonke property phakamisa ngakithi sabaleka saqasha
manje bangabe senibuya nithi nizobheka nibonani
masizobheka lapha yonke into ivandalize yonke into kufile kuyo yonke into sacima lo mlilo la after lapho kwahlala kwazobuya ngamaphoyisa abazovumbulula bavumbula lezi zinto eziphuma la zingamabhomu ezama legal mining ezinye beziwele ngomakhelwane zabutha zalezo zinto basifaka ephakethini ziziningi zivumbuka phansi lapha.
Futhi wena uhlala la ekhaya ufika indawo la uhlala kuyona ayisekho kunjani?
Angikho right isona uyazi kubhlungu ukuthi ushiye indlu right because ngithola icall emsebenzini mina kuthiwa kunento eqhumile vele bangikhulule emsebenzini ngiphume ngabo 1 manifika la endlini ngifika indlu iso ingathi indlu engazange yahlala umuntu nje vele yonke nje into ngophansi bezulu kuyizi roof kahle kuphelile nje endlini.
Labantu laba kade behlala la kuqhume khona ngoba siyazi ukuthi khona abantu kade behlala benibazi benibabona nisola ukuthi bekwenzakalani?
No, lana mina kuzophela 3 years ngihlala la angizange ngababona kunozwa nje makhala umusic obusuku ngabantu nje abangabonakali isikhathi esininzi uzozwa ngomusic njengoba nithi ngina 3 years bahlala la kwi-chart front opposite nami mara ngizange ndababona. Yawo angazi ukuthi inhloboni yabantu mara ngabantu bangaphandle ukuthi kweliphi ilizwe I don't know.
Koko sikubonile ekseni ubhizi uyaclean uzama ukulungisa nawo wakho umuzi ushayeke kanzima nje kabi. Nilalile kodwa?
Asilalanga zange silale kusesihleli ngoba kulaleki ngoba kuphele yonke into iroof ihambile amafastela aphelile akhange sikhona ukulala silalanga.
Manje gogo nifisa lona luphi usizo engasizwa ngalo?
Usizo esilufunayo ngathi mangasinceda ngalo ukusilungisela izindlu lezi ezimoshakele nalamafestile lapha afakwe ngoba akusetshenzwa abantwana bethu bahlela basebenzi.
Ngase gogo nisola gogo ukuthi kwenzakaleni la?
Andazi noma bebe ngingekho nifike nami bendisesikorobheni mandiyeni ukuthi kwenzakaleni andazi. Anibonanga ndifike vele sekumoshakele. Ayikho into engiyaziyo.
Ngase gogo. Well, Michelle, rightfully emotionally so, she's explaining that she was at work when all of this happened. The house that they're talking about is the one right in front of you. You'll see it's completely damaged. So her house is just completely behind, but she's saying all the windows are gone. Everything is just broken. It's completely gone. So there is a great concern, of course, about safety, but they just wish that they could get some form of assistance in terms of repairing their household. It's unclear really what happened, but the explosion came from within this space, and this is where we understand that the bomb squad actually came to look at. We're told that it came out of here, and just like how they explained it, it started as if it was smoke and it would later explode. But the gentleman who lives in this house says that he's never seen the people that lived in this house, but he knew there were people that lived here. So for 3 years, he never got a chance to actually meet the people that were his neighbors as he was renting here. But that's the damage. She had damage from various houses back to back. Some of them had no place to sleep last night, but they basically just trying to fix what is left, which is very difficult. A little earlier on, we saw a gentleman who was trying to fix himself some coffee behind us. His entire kitchen is gone. I want to bring in now one of the people that were injured. She's asked not to be shown, Michelle. She's a pregnant woman, and I want to speak to her right now. Mama, usubuye esibhedlela bakudischargeile. Uzizwa kanjani? Ukhumbulani kwenzakaleni izolo?
Sawubona njani? Ngibuye esibhedlela, nizizwa ningcono, banyathende kahle, banakekele kahle. Mangikhumbula kule accident yayizolo. Lana nithe ngisalele bayaholdela mabaholdela kanjalo bese ngibona ukuthi bayashisa ikidneys kusha ikidneys niyashaya umkhukhu nathi miyanshisa lana bathela amanzi bese ngavuka ngaphuma ngaphandle ngaplaka igedlela before ngiphume ngaphandle ngithatha ibhakede nithi ngicitha umchamo ngabuya yokuyochitha umchamo mangibuye endlini vela ngibona ngathi kuphuma intuthu kancane nabatshela ukuthi kuyaphuma intuthu la endlini bathi hayi angeke kwenzakala nix bese ngiyaphuma nithi ngiyothi langa ngajika futhi nabuyela endlini mangibuyela endlini kanjalo ngibona nifike endlini ngithola ukuthi hayi endlini sekugcwele ngentuthu manje kanjalo nitshela ukuthi awuthi niyenzani nithathe ibag le beyinekhadi nepassport ni for ukuthi ngiphume nazo ngaphandle nabona ukuthi hayi umlilo usewulana nazami ukubaleka ngaphuma ngaphandle mamphumela ngaphandle kanjalo ngamemeza umastandi ngincedeni bokuyasha umastandi naye waphuma ngaphandle mase siyaphuma vela umlilo wavela wavutha wabhoma same time kanjalo ngigijimela egate mafika egate ngathola ukuthi igate likhiyo angikhona ukuphuma umfana lo bekaholdela nalo umfana omunye ngamazi igama lakhe bajampa imira bawele kumakhelwane bakhona ukuphuma nomastandi naye wajampa imira waphumela kuwawele kumakhelwane wakhona ukuphuma mami ngihlulekile because I'm pregnant ngiceda lapho ngiyamemeza umastandi wajika nalo munye umfana lo babuyela emuva bazama ukuzonginceda
manje mama ugcine bathini esibhedlela batho right?
Esibhedlela bathe ngi-right nomntana u-right.
So yesterday, there was an explosion in Slovo Park Springs. Emergency services, SAPS, and the bomb squad rushed to the scene. At least 2 people were seriously injured, others wounded, and several left homeless. Homes have been destroyed, debris everywhere. People have lost everything: food, shelter, clothing, dignity. And what caused all of this destruction? Illegal mining. It was confirmed the explosion came from one of the shacks in the area, the very shack where foreign nationals had been living. One of the neighbors said they never even saw the people who stayed there. 3 years went by and no one knew them. These people were like ghosts, illegal, undocumented, and running dangerous operations right under their neighbors' noses. And now we're sitting with this. People left with nothing. One man was seen making coffee outside because his entire kitchen is gone. Another woman came back from work to find her house blown to pieces. These are South African citizens, and they've become the victims of this war being waged on our soil by criminals who should have never been here in the first place. This was the kind of explosion that makes you wonder how many other dangerous materials are buried underneath our townships right now, waiting to blow. But here's what really boils my blood. During the news coverage, a pregnant foreign woman was interviewed. She said she was injured in the blast, but honestly, her story didn't make any sense to me. I don't know exactly what she was trying to say, but it sounded like she lived with the same people who caused the explosion. Anyway, she says she went to the hospital, was treated and discharged. Now let's pause there. This is exactly what we've been shouting about. Foreign nationals, mostly undocumented, coming into this country specifically to give birth, to exploit our clinics, and to benefit from the same healthcare system that our citizens are being denied. Our clinics are flooded with foreign nationals like her who come to give birth here. Our nurses are overwhelmed. Our people are waiting in queues for hours and even getting turned away because the medication has run out. This woman is a walking example of what we are fighting against. She might not be the one who caused the explosion, but she's part of the broader problem. And the fact that she was living right there among illegal miners tells you everything you need to know. South Africans are losing everything while others come here to benefit for free. No contribution, no documentation, no accountability. Also, look at how these South Africans are living in overcrowded informal settlements. This, by the way, is happening while illegal foreigners continue to receive RDP houses in our country. It's happening while they continue to hijack state and even private properties. We've been raising hell about inhumane living conditions our people are subjected to. Does anyone listen? No. And now it's literally blowing up in our faces. And the real kicker, no one's even talking about where these illegal miners are now. No arrests, no faces shown, no names, it's the same old story. The police show up, they investigate, and then silence. Nothing happens. We're expected to move on like nothing occurred. We've been warning about crime, dangerous, organized, armed crime done by illegal foreigners. Whether it's hijacking buildings, illegal mining, bombing ATMs, drug trafficking, SAPS themselves have said it over and over. The vast majority of those arrested for these crimes are not South African. But what happens? They're released the next day, or SAPS does nothing because they've already taken a bribe. To make matters worse, just yesterday, another video surfaced showing a police officer receiving a 6-pack of roll-on as a so-called gift from a foreign national. What is that?
We just want to give thanks to this officer for someone who directed him to come to Brothers Unity shop to support us. Now we have this one free. Everyone come to support Brothers Unity shop. We have nice fashion regarding with the season. You are more than welcome.
Thank you, Majid.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to the guy who showed the shop.
I will go and show you my chief. I got this one.
Thank you so much.
You the flag now.
Much appreciated for viewing our show.
Okay, thank you, Majid. Thank you. Thank you. Mama?
What police officer accepts gifts from the same people they're meant to regulate? What exactly are these cops doing for these foreign nationals? Protecting their illegal shops, ignoring expired goods, turning a blind eye to counterfeit products, because it's definitely not about upholding the law. Now let me ask, where's the Human Rights Commission? Where's the Helen Suzman Foundation? Where's all the outrage they show when a foreigner is denied healthcare?
Whole health system thing and foreigners in South Africa. Let me give my 2 cents. Let should be told, South Africa has tried. Let should be told, South African healthcare system, they have tried. They have tried. If they're saying we can't do it anymore, please, no one should now start getting upset and saying, as South Africans, they're chasing this. They have tried. As someone who was in South Africa, who lived, who schooled there, who did some things there in South Africa, I will say, I get back twice in South Africa. Twice. I had 2 children in their government hospital. Via CS, 2 CS operation, cesarean. I did not pay 1 cent. 1 naira I did not pay. I did not pay, it was free. I was shocked myself. When I was discharged to go get my discharge and then to go clear my things at the logistic and whatever, we were there to go and pay. They said, no, it's free. We were like, because in my country, Nigeria, it's not free. It's not free. You will pay. Especially CS is even the worst. You will pay so much money. People borrow money. People cry. People even say, "Oh no, no." When it comes to CS, no, my wife will push. My wife will give it as a Hebrew woman because of the payments. It's expensive. I gave birth to the second child. The same thing. I was given food 3 times a day, free food, 3 times a day. I went to antenatal since it was considered high risk. I started first from the clinic. They did my blood test, everything free. I didn't pay. And from there, I was transferred to the hospital to continue my antenatals there. I didn't pay. Doctors were seeing me all the time when I go there for my consultation. I did not pay. It was free. Till I gave birth, till I was admitted for a week because they were expecting the baby to just, I exceeded my labor dates. So they said, no, they can't take that risk anymore. I should be admitted, monitored, and all those things in the hospital. I should stay there. I stayed for close to a week, more than a week plus. And the baby couldn't come. The labor didn't start on its own. So they said, no, we can't risk it anymore. We have to take you in for operation. They couldn't also stimulate the labor because of my previous seizures. So they had to just go in for cesarean section operation again. And I did not pay. Antenatal, US, everywhere, you pay. Most of the places in the world, you pay. It's not free. I did not pay. I went to Ghana. I moved to Ghana. I gave birth in Ghana. I paid. So I was in Ghana also. I paid. It was also CS. I paid for my medical cover, paid for everything. Everything was paid for. I got Ghana health insurance. I also got it all for my children. So that if anything, we can use it. So if South Africa, they're saying they've tried, it's putting a strain on the system. It's too much people compared to the people they budgeted for, which were the citizens, which they carry out their groundwork. They know the number of citizens that are supposed to use this particular clinic. It's okay. Don't get upset with them and say, they don't want it. No, they've tried. They have tried. You know in your country it's not free. You know it. It's not free. You know it. They've tried. What you can do is look for the most affordable, cheapest health insurance you can get. Look for it and get it and use. Or health insurance, the most affordable, the least you can get it and use. I remember when we were traveling to Norway, we were not given, part of the requirements was, even though it was a 3-week trip, we got health cover for that 3 weeks, for that duration. You're not allowed to travel without it. You say, no, you must cover yourself. What if you're there and you get sick while you're there? They're supposed to take care of you. So we had all those things when we were traveling. Please, not every time we don't say, oh, it's xenophobic. Sometimes, let's just say the truth. They've tried. They have tried. Okay?
President Ramaphosa, dear Mr. President, when are you the last one to talk anything about Operation Tutula? When are you the last one to talk? When I actually President Ramaphosa, when are you the last one to talk, dear Mr. President, your dishonorable Mr. President? You promise about Alexander election Mr. President. There is nothing that you say. You speak when you lie, it's your native tongue. When you lie, Mr. President. Uklemana Johannesburg not so long ago, and you said that you are surprised by the state of the city. How many years have you been coming to Lutuli House to this meeting, Star ANC? And you act surprised because there was a G20 coming here. Now I mark out in the state of the city. How many years? Now you are targeting Operation Tutula. And say we cannot have a vigilante type force like Operation Tutula. Operation Tutula is not a vigilante. Bayat Samola, oh, I know we yet Taliban for our government. How? Yaditsoti. Including you, Mr. President. How much how? Including you, Mr. President. How much how? Is it not a political hot potato for you? Who told you how? A foreign money under mattress in your own house? Who are you, Mr. President? And then when you say that a vigilante force that targets, that do illegal, illegally target other people. How about go get illegal foreigners? And then you say they're trying to divide our people on the continent. We are not trying to divide anyone on the continent. This is South Africa. Don't make South Africa as if it is a continent. Mr. President, it shows you are not our president. You are not a president for South Africa. We're not a party. How? You are going to call right support a Haruna Babang Operation Tutul and request support. I'm not a member, but I request support. What's more? I've expressed my opinion about Operation Tutula. And you say which one of their marches and operations where they have broken a law. Rejoice, Mr. President. Your time is up, Mr. President. The security of this country is at stake. Because in this country, the building Senator Johannesburg dilapidated. It is because of them. And issue an explosion. The building dilapidated. We marked it because how that the president said G20 in Johannesburg. And you act surprised. No, we can't allow the city to be like this. And yet you've been coming to Lutili House. You can't tell me you are not aware that this the city is deteriorating because of illegal foreigners in the country. As a matter of fact, between you and Nasipimwa is doing exactly what needs to be done in a city. She's a better leader than you, Mr. President. You are not the president of the people, for the people, by the people. You are a president of the comrades, for the comrades, by the comrades. As a matter of fact, ANC has become a movement of, it has become a movement of the comrades, for the comrades, by the comrades, for their corruption. I'm telling you.
Ngiyaphila. Insizwa kanjani ukuthi ngizosheshe ngiqede namhlanje? Yilabo ke sikhathazeke ngabo kakhulu. Ngizozama kusama ngani bese. Ngiyaphila. Ngijabule.
Kwathema clinic asebenza kamnandi amanesi ku empty phumile amazayizayi bahleli kamnandi asengapha ngapha ka maternity siwakhiphile ekuseni amakwanga.
Wow. This is actually unbelievable because I'm still yet to wrap my head around this. Most times when I put out these videos here, it affects my emotions and my feelings because I'm like, how is all this happening in this present day and time? And you know, the worst part of it is that the government is not even acting, and taking it seriously. Like we saw the SAPs even, conniving in connection and in conjunction with these foreigners, bribing them through their hats, like against the interest and the safety of their own citizens. If this is not wickedness, I don't know what to call it, corruption of the highest order. It is common in almost all countries. And how are South Africans definitely going to get the justice they want if they can't even at this point trust their own police, if they can't even trust their leaders at this point? Right? It's almost the same thing we are experiencing in Nigeria. Like, I don't know if it's an African thing because it's as if we, the citizens who elect these people here, are betrayed at the end of the day. Like what we have going on in Nigeria. We can't trust the leaders. We can't trust the police. Even the police are a weapon fashioned against us. Like we rightly saw, how can a place that people left for their daily bread only to come back and they are homeless? Some are injured, some badly injured. In fact, some are homeless as we speak. We heard and we saw everything live and direct. Guys, for the love and concern I have for South Africa, this has broken my heart to bits, to shreds, and I'm like, God, for how long? For how long? And we saw the narrative of the Nigerian who is even giving her feedback of how beneficial South Africans have been to them. And yet, South Africans do all this, open these such arms of welcome and charity to other nationals. But at the end of the day, what do they get in return? Betrayal. They just want to take the country out of South Africans and own it. How? Like how? Like she rightly said, in Nigeria, everything is definitely literally paid for to the dime. And even while paying for it, your life is not guaranteed. No benefits. Like imagine feeding a foreigner 3 times a meal when giving birth. Like who does that? Which Nigerian hospital will even attend to you, even if you are at the point of verge of death first? Talk more of giving you all this professional, exceptional care and comfort in their own country. This to tell you how human South Africans have been right from time. And people have seen foreigners, wicked, evil foreigners have seen that as a loophole and a yardstick to always, manipulate and undo them, which I solely stand and kick against any day, anytime. I think at this point, South Africans, enough is enough. We are saying enough is enough of all this oppression, for all this intimidation, betrayal from their own people. Like this time around, it's definitely getting tougher and tougher. And I pray that God Almighty will come and stand in for you people as a country and as a people, and begin to expose your true enemies and flush out every external invaders from your country. This is my wish and my prayer. And remember always, I'm with you in all this, and no matter what, my take will always be stand on your right, defend your right, protect your country, and give no chances to external invaders, because you only have one country, South Africa, and no other country. So fight for it and stand for it by any means whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen all that we have here for today. I might want to go on and on, but for time constraint, I would like to draw the curtain here. What are your thoughts, your opinion, your input? Let's talk in the comment section. This is coming from your one and only Tando, aka Life of an African Queen, your Nigerian sister that I've always got you in my heart and in my prayers. Yes, keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed, saying it just the way it is, without sentiment, emotions, and bias. Nothing but the bitter and the brutal truth. Until then, I will say, do have a lovely, a blessed, a peaceful day. I'll talk to you in the comments. Until my next one. For now, ciao, ciao.